I've turned Odysseus into a full AI content machine. One workspace that you give it your own idea and it researches the topic, turns that into a full script brief, plans the whole production, and then generates the actual media with images or videos that you need for your topics. All that without you ever leaving the window or copy pasting between 5 different tabs. Research to finished visuals all in one place. We will integrate our OpenArt account to Odysseus and give it access to all of the different models and videos that OpenArt offers. Instead of just making one random picture, I wanted to see if I could turn Odysseus into a genuine content machine. If you make content or you plan to, or maybe you just want to communicate with all of these different models through Odysseus, then this video will show you exactly how, and I'll be giving you the workflow that pulls them into one. If you like this kind of content where I show you exactly how you can use AI tools and give you specific workflows, let me know by subscribing to the channel and liking this video so I know to make more of them. Now let's go ahead and get right into it, starting with the actual workflow stack. Once you see how the pieces fit, the whole thing will make more sense. So Odysseus, as you already know, is the workspace. The model will be the brain doing the thinking, and then deep research goes out and gathers information. The agent breaks a big task into steps, and then MCP is the connector that lets Odysseus reach external tools, and OpenArt is the creative engine that actually generates the images and the videos. OpenArt is the wrapper platform that gives us access to all different kinds of models, whether it's AI image or video generators, and once I show you how you can connect and configure the two, you'll be able to control your OpenArt account directly through Odysseus. If you would like to get started with OpenArt for free, find the link to it in the description down below with a special discount. Now, once you create your account using the link, you'll be able to get a few free credits. This will help you try things out and see if it fits your workflow before you commit to a paid plan or purchasing some credits. Now, OpenArt is the platform that I recommend, but if you would like to get started with anything else, maybe you have your own MCP with a different model, that can work as well. But either way, this is the chain that I have built, and we will be walking through real examples of what we are building. I'm going to plan an actual video, a beginner's guide to starting a faceless YouTube channel in 2026. And we're going to watch Odysseus take it from idea to finished assets and show you exactly how you would do it for your own content. Here is exactly what I would do, starting with step number 1, which is the deep research. This will actually help me gather information instead of making things up, and this is the prompt that I'll be using for this. You will also see the models that I'll be using for each step, so if you like the quality and you want something similar, you should consider using similar models. So that's it for the deep research step. It goes out, reads across sources, and comes back with a structured, cited brief. Now at this point, I highly recommend, if you want to make some really good high quality content, is that you don't let AI blindly write the video for you. The point is to get a research brief that you can actually inspect and correct, so the final script is built on real information, not hallucinated nonsense. That should be the foundation of every topic that you cover. The next step would be turning that research into a video brief. So I'm going to take that research and have Odysseus shape it into something that I can actually build from. This is the prompt that I'll be using along the exact model. And then we'll be able to have the angle, clickable titles, the structure, the talking points in the script and video, and finally the call to action. This is exactly the moment that Odysseus proves it's way more than just a chat box. It carried the entire research context straight into a structured deliverable without me re-explaining anything. One tool, one continuous thread. And up until this point can be handled completely for free if you are running a free local model or if you're using a free cloud model through OpenRouter or a similar service. The next step is letting the agent plan the production. So this is the prompt that I'll be using for this, and it should build me the whole production plan as a checklist. Every stage from where we are now to hitting publish. Instead of me holding the whole project in my head, the workspace lays out the path and tracks it. The more you use it for these steps, the better it gets over time. You can even build specific skills and add to your memory so that next time you are planning videos, it knows your preference and follows it more accurately. Alright, so now comes the step of the thumbnail concepts. Before we actually generate a singular image, I have Odysseus think through the thumbnail concepts, because a good image from a bad concept is still a bad thumbnail. You can also use this to generate any kind of visuals that may aid in creating the video. Maybe specific visuals, for example, if you're making whiteboard content or if you are making something that is animated, you can use AI to assist you in these things. But for my prompt, it should give me 4 distinct directions. I read through them and I pick the strongest one. Most people generate images with no concept and wonder why they look random and unintentional. Concept first, image second, and you can use AI to help you with both. So once you have that part locked down, let's go ahead and generate the actual images using OpenArt and Odysseus. So Odysseus itself does not make the images, it should call OpenArt through MCP, so OpenArt does the generating and Odysseus becomes the control panel. The setup is extremely painless. You just simply go to your settings, hit integrations, and then add integration, and then click MCP. If you are using OpenArt, this is the MCP URL. You paste it in. From here, you hit submit, and then a new page should open up from which you will log into your OpenArt account. Another tab will open in your browser, which might look like a dead page, but that's completely fine. You just simply copy the URL and paste it here and then click submit. Once it gives you the green light like this, you will know it's connected, and now you have access to 16 out of 16 tools through Odysseus and OpenArt MCP. So now in your prompts, if you mention OpenArt by name and ask the agent to call the tool, it should route the request there. Now, before you start using OpenArt inside an already made session, you want to create a new session and make sure everything is working and the agent can actually call the tool. I get this all the time. People say that I've connected something to Odysseus and it doesn't work, the MCP is flaky and all of that stuff, when in reality they haven't configured it properly or they are using a very weak model for tool calling. Odysseus is definitely not the issue here. If you have made the connection and it works, then at this point on, it's all up to the model. We are going to use a model that's strong at tool calling to communicate with OpenArt. You start by confirming it's actually well connected and asking in the chat something like this. If it shows information of your OpenArt account, then it can actually call the tool and everything is good. You can ask it another question like, which models do I have access to? Once you confirm that Odysseus is interacting well with the whole connection, you go ahead and write your prompt similar to this one. The tool call should fire, OpenArt generates, and you can check your OpenArt tab to see if it's actually generating. Now, I know I said at the start that you don't have to switch tabs when generating the images. That is still true, but I'm only switching to my OpenArt account to show you how it actually works. This whole command of generation inside my OpenArt account started through a command from Odysseus. And then to get the actual picture back inside your workspace, instead of going to a different tab, you simply include in your prompt that it shows you the download link. So for example, you can tell it to check your latest generations inside OpenArt and then give you the actual URL. Clicking on that URL will download the image directly on your PC and you can go from there. And that's what feels genuinely different. I'm not copy-pasting different prompts across 5 different platforms and AI models. The work starts and finishes in one place. And thanks to OpenArt, I actually get access to all of these AI models, image and video generators, characters, and so many different features in one platform. So for example, if a new AI model similar to the Seedance 2.5, that one is currently hyped and it is coming up soon, if that one is released, I don't have to go to Seedance and get yet another subscription to test out the model. It will be readily available for me inside OpenArt within one click. That's why I recommend using a wrapper platform similar to this one, maybe Hexfield works as well, and then connecting their MCP inside Odysseus for a full integrated workflow. Now once you've done that, you can ask Odysseus to assemble the whole thing into a finished package. And now everything is built together. The research, the brief, the production plan, the thumbnail concepts, generated images or videos, and the upload package. One video completely planned inside Odysseus. Now many people might ask me, why do this instead of just using ChatGPT or Claude? These two can research, write, and generate images as well. So why bother with this whole setup? The answer is, once you actually compare them, the stack is far superior. First of all, on cost, and this is a big one, ChatGPT or Claude subscription is around $20 a month. Using them for free is not really sustainable. You will hit your limits very fast and the quality might be very bad. But with this setup, most of the workflow is actually free. The research, the script outline, the brief, and the thumbnail concepts, all of the thinking steps can run on a local model or even a strong free cloud model through OpenRouter. The only part that needs paid credits is the actual media generation through OpenArt. And OpenArt is the wrapper platform that makes that even more worth it. It gives you free credits to test and it hands you access to a huge range of models in one place. Different image generators, video generators, image to video, all through a single connection. You're not locked into one company's single image model like you are inside ChatGPT. Second of all, we've got the quality, and this is where it genuinely beats the flat subscription. Instead of one provider doing everything at medium quality, you choose the best or the perfect model for each task. A cheap, fast model for simple summaries, a stronger one for the script, the best image model on OpenArt for the thumbnails or the other media. If you do spend money, you are spending a fraction of that $20 on actual cloud API calls inside Odysseus or the OpenArt subscription. And finally, the part that most people miss is that Odysseus builds memory and skills within it. It learns your preferences, remembers how you like your scripts and thumbnails, and you can save your repeated workflows as reusable skills. So it gets enormously better the more you use it. to the point where eventually it handles most of this without you double checking every step because it already knows your style. Odysseus compounds, and that's the biggest difference between renting a tool and building your own system. So that's really the full content machine inside one workspace, from idea all the way to generation without ever leaving Odysseus. If you would like to get started for free with OpenArt or Odysseus, you will find all the relevant links below this video at your convenience. And if you have found this video to be helpful or informative to watch and you want to get more content like this one, subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching once again, and see you guys in the next video.